This is not a similar one I shared with manufacturing, food and industrial management yesterday. This is something, I'm going to share something different. Okay, these columns are different. Make sure you are really seeing the right one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, children, can you see this table? Can you see this table? Hello, please respond to me. How to make sure? Putami table like a pain.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Very good. So the leftmost column, you can see it's business or enterprise or industrial, anything. Okay. The next process, there's a process column, there's a product column, there's a service column, there's a consumption column, there's a production column, and there is a sustainable consumption and production column. So we are going for some practicalities of how to say, utilizing our knowledge. So how to identify an enterprise from the scope of sustainable consumption and production. Okay, sustainable consumption and production. So some have relevancies, some may have irrelevancies.
We can't see the screen.
Oh, very sorry, Pata. Thank you for your comment. You should say that. Can you see the screen now? Can you see this table?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, good. So, good. So I will take some, let's say, I will take the dairy industry. Dairy industry. So are there processes involved? Industry processes? Yes. They are dairy, they process the liquid milk and they produce some products to sell. Processes, let me say yes. Why? Products, yes, it's a product. When it comes to dairy industry, it's a product. How about service? Is there a service aspect in dairy? It's so, eh? Yeah, I live that. Consumption related? Yes. Production related? Yes. So it's an industry, it has process, it has products for consumption, and also there is a production. So there is a relevancy for sustainable consumption and production. Okay. So there is a relevancy. So I typed R. There is a relevancy. Okay. So when you're wise enough, you can see how to improve the sustainability of this to enhance the sustainable consumption and production aspect. And later we'll be looking into that. Fishing, fishing. The marine, you go and catch the fish in the sea or maybe inland fishing, whatever. Yeah, process. Yes, there is a manual process. Generally, the fishermen, they may have the fishing gears, boats and all, and they have the methods of fishing. Product, yes, and when it comes to the fishing industry, even there can be processing, fish processing and all, and they have the packaging, they can have real products, even the fish process, yes, product, yes. consumption, of course, these products are for consumption. Is there a production aspect? Yes, fishing has a harvesting aspect. They harvest it. Malu allano, catching fish means harvest. But in the inland, on the shore, there can be some factories, they process fish. So there can be production when it comes to fishing as enterprise. So sustainable consumption and production has a relevancy. And you know, dairy and fishing both involve the cold chains. Cold chain, their supply chain needs refrigeration. Yeah, refrigeration consumes energy, and there are qualitative aspects. So that's why even the supply chain has some issues. Yeah, important, right? Supply chain. Transport. How do you see transport when it comes to this? Process, product, yeah, it's a service. I said yes to service. So you are using transport. So shall we say yes for the consumption, thinking it is not consuming but using? How do you say? But for sure there is a relevancy for its sustainability. Sustainable consumption and production aspect is there. Consumption, so the transport is a service, but there is a relevance of aspect. Education. Yes, education is something like a process. Even transport, there is something like a business process is there. Service process is there. Even for transport, I can say yes to the process. So education process, products, I would say yes to this. You will be products of educations once you graduate. Yeah. Services, yes. So consumption, no. Production is not that kind of industrial one. Okay. But sustainable, not to say consumption, but sustainability is something relevant. Okay. Sustainability has a relevance. But this is not about consumption and production, but there is something like that somehow. So I put R star. Yeah. Health. Health. Business enterprise, the processes, somehow you have to run those with the systems and all. Of course, it's a service. Consumption and production, no, but you are receiving the services. And there are sustainability aspects. Those are more challenging. Defense, it's purely a service. Yes, this can have sustainability aspects. There is a relevance. Okay, but as it is not production, I put R star. Banking systems, defense, no processes. Security firms, processes are there, of course, services. You are receiving the services. So I won't say it's a consumption, but there are some products, but not a production, but there is a process of service, and there can be sustainability aspects. Banking, we would say processes are there. Banking service, okay, and of course they have some products like the loan schemes and all. Sometimes the offers and the loan schemes, they have schemes. So those are the banking sector products. But sometimes the health, private sector also, there are now, they are going on packages, health screening, and they are also on that product-like basis now. Health sector, but I won't take it now. So hotel industry, yes, processes are there. So they are also offering the packages and all. They are offering products. These products are, of course, the services. You have the consumption aspect of that. You have production aspects, but I leave this too. But hard to leave. But let's say this is the rest, the relevancy for sustainability. Airlines, industries, a process. They have the products as well. Services are there. So when there is a service or product, there is something like a usage. So, but the word we are using here, consumption. Okay. And offering the service is the production, but anyway, I leave this part. This relevancy for sustainability has a very strong uh, justifications. Insurance sector, business processes, they also offer products, the insurance policies and all. Service, you are consuming, you are using this service and all the products. But for the service sector, I leave this, but there can be relevance of yeah, sustainability because insurance in their businesses, they do investments on the industry and businesses, so there can be sustainable aspects. With anything, yeah, can you hear? If you don't hear, the agriculture products, consumption aspects are there, production aspects are there, relevance is there. Okay.
Are you there? Are you there? Karen, main.
So what we can see is, no matter product and services, Kaushala, yeah, you can mute the mic, yeah, if the environment looks noisy. Eh? Yeah. So you can see no matter the services and the products, the relevancy of sustainable consumption and production is there. Okay, that's also. So I'm taking the relevance because uh, you two groups, mechatronics and manufacturing, you may think strongly that you are only for manufacturing, but if you are looking into service sector, service industry, then you may feel that, oh, this is not relevant, no such thing. Right? Sustainable consumption and production has a strong relevancy for services as well. So here, consumption and production for the services, there is some aspects, consumption, the usage aspects, yeah, and the producing aspects. Yeah. Usage and producing aspects even in the services. So this is for your awareness, okay? And the keywords are here on right. SCP. Yeah, industry word is, I have not used the word industry here. Services, products, processes, okay? And the other keywords, consumption, okay? Consumption. Consumption. Looks like someone left the mic unmute and the person looks not there, so here we all can hear the noise now. So that's why it's very, yeah, anyway, yeah, I hope now it's okay, eh? Now it's okay. Yeah, I hope you can see this slide well. So the keywords SCP, services, product, process, consumption, and also production. 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 So this is a very important slide for you. Just to have an opinion or understanding of the relevancy of sustainable consumption and production. Okay. Anyway, we have learned what sustainability means. Okay, that is based on the goals, sustainable development goals. So let me see the next slide. Yeah, so you have noticed that on the sustainable development, the definition 5 P's. So social aspect, economic and environmental, means the people, prosperity and planet, plus the other two supportive, peace and partnership there. So I take the major 3 P's of out of 5 P here in this slide. Can you see this new slide? Can you see this new slide? This is on developing industries or enterprises with sustainable development concept. Should include the below aspects. So here mainly the 3 aspects I put here. Economic friendly means the prosperity aspect of that sustainable development. So social friendly means the people aspect, the social aspect. And environmental friendly means the planet or the environment aspect. So it is very important. It's very important that when we have some business or industrial enterprise development, it is very important to look into how well these aspects are there in our business or enterprise of interest. Okay, how well? Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to give some examples here. Okay, we will discuss one by one. Let's say cement industry. Cement industry. Yes. So how you can see the cement industry? Is this environmentally friendly? We have issues. Okay. But is this economy friendly? Yes. For the construction purposes, we need the cement industry to have cement as raw material. So it is economy friendly to have solutions. Is it social friendly? Many ways, yes. Through this industry, people get a lot of employment opportunities, business opportunities, solutions opportunities. But of course, there are when work in the cement industries, there can be some health issues. Yeah, that's why the social friendliness sometimes is not to the fullest. But environment, this use huge amount of energy in cement processing, and you have to excavate the raw material, whatever lime or the raw material they mine or they excavate those and then they process the material. So this has some environmental and the ecosystem issues. Okay, biodiversity issues. There can be ecosystem negative influences. Okay, and also the dust in the area cause the health issues. Again, environment, and also it's a social issue. Fine. Let's say if you are working on this environment uh, concern industry, you should know where your industry is. It is mainly on A dash domain, but more towards C. A prime domain means your industry is without A. A prime means without A. Means C and B are there. C to the fullest, B to the B up to some extent. Okay, so mostly C. So you can improve the sustainability somehow by looking into the raw materials, the resources they are looking into the technologies, and also looking into the technologies to minimize the health risk and all. And even you can develop the new construction techniques to use the less cement, and you can provide some kind of innovative solutions, and you can make or you can improve the sustainability of cement industry. So when you look into the sustainability of cement industry, okay, sustainability, I can do small, maybe these letters. Let me make it a little bit big. Sustainability of cement industry. You have to work, you have to look into the inputs. Inputs means raw materials. Not only that, they are source, so the origin, the purity, because if you are going to refine it, you have waste. That's why maybe the purity or the quality. If quality is less, there should be waste. Raw materials. Input raw materials, origin. If you transporting from very far the raw materials, that is not sustainable. More energy consuming environment. So wherever raw material source, you have to start the factory over there itself. That's why. Origin, the quality of the raw material, quality and purity. 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 Not only that, that's why let's say if you start the operations of the cement factory there, it may be for several decades. So the extent of the raw material source, extent of the source, how big? Can you operate this for that long years? Otherwise, this investment, establishing a plant, yeah, there should be issues. And also, where is your market? Your destination, the products. If you are importing this nearby a sea, the harbor would be fine. Or if you are supporting for the constructions of a particular area, you have to establish this in that area. So the location, the plant location, okay, so these are the inputs, raw material and all. And the manpower or human resource. You have to get healthy people. Healthy means less prone to dust and all. Health, important. Immunity, important. Health and immunity. And they are safety assured. And the payments, the salaries and all, we call it the, how to say, the packages or the salary or whatever, the benefits. You have to provide the benefits to the fullest because those are a little bit risk to the health and environment with the raw materials. Energy, okay, human resources. This one is human resources. Then the energy. What kind of energy sources you are using? So those are important. That's how, example, the cement industry, you can work out the improving the sustainability. So you assess this. While assessing, you are looking for the possibilities to improve the friendliness or to improve the friendliness for the environment, to friendliness to the economy and friendliness to the society. So you are improving those. Okay? So that is very important, the energy source aspect. So same way you can outline whatever. So based on your experience, you can identify the inputs. Then you can look into the process. How good the process, how advanced the process. So how to improve the process to minimize the waste or to minimize the byproducts, the process and the technology here. Equipment, capacities, productivities. Less human involvement is better because more human means prone to health risk and all. That's why automations. Huh? Then the transport solutions like the how to say, the conveyors and all, the automations. Yeah, PLCs, lot of technology involvements are there. Okay, you can look into this, the process. Then output. Output here is a product. What? Cement powder. So your packaging or bulk transport, leakages to the environment, leakages or emissions, waste, these are waste. Waste later, packages, bulk transport and output. You have to look into this. So mainly the inputs, the process, the output. Then the wastes and emissions. Waste, emissions, and byproducts. I don't know byproducts, but if you are in the industry, you have to look into this as well. Okay. So output, packaging bulk, whatever. So output, these are wastes. Wastes. Under wastes, of course, waste. Emissions, byproducts. Then you can plan the improvements to reduce the waste, recycling, minimize the emissions, minimize the byproducts as well. So you can plan the strategies. So if you think of another industry like a dairy industry, yeah, you can work out. So that's why you are here with the technical knowledge and with this kind of sustainability knowledge. Yeah. To achieve this, you have to look into something. Yes, uh, sharing the information, gaining the information, partnerships, learning from the others. So, and the peace is also one of the aspects. So, you are really improving. You are really improving the sustainability of the industries, and also you are supporting for sustainable development. And while you are contributing, you are gaining massive, valuable experience and maturity that is more than the technical knowledge. Yeah, you know how to do the things right, how to get the right things done. Okay, it is not necessary for you to know everything, but it is necessary for you to know anything that is necessary and important. Yeah. And you can get the things done. That's why the manufacturing mechatronics students, no matter you are technologists, experts in technology, you should have the leaderships and also you should have the managerial abilities to get the things done. Because one day you can be managers, you can be the owners of your own businesses. Yeah. So knowledge about the sustainable consumption and production is quite important. This is not to say difficult, but this is extremely important. And of course, it is challenging. Having a basic knowledge is not an issue, but yeah, to shape the industries in much better ways, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Always it's a challenge because whatever we do, the improvements, there needs the investments. When you invest, you have to get the investment return back. We call return on investments. If there are no return on investments, so what kind of investments is that? So at least that should bring some credibility, the goodwill, the recognition for the company. If that investment is not returned, somehow it is returned in some way. In short, it should not be a waste. So that depends on how you value your developments. Yeah. So that's why the developments, the feasibilities, evaluating the feasible solutions and all without bringing much financial burdens to the organization. Yeah, those are your challenges and responsibilities when you are dealing with challenging industries. When you are dealing with challenging industries, so innovations, product developments, technology developments, always necessary, always necessary. Because it is not just the same thing you are doing what the previous generations did in the cement industry. If you are on that, for example, right? Yeah. Also, there are green industries as well. Yeah. Green industries, and also you can improve the greening aspects of the industries. So we can talk those things later. So you can see the inputs, the processes, the outputs. Yeah. I write inputs. It is 3:28, almost 2 hours. How to say? Let me stop it in 2 hours. Yeah, but anyway, we need to continue. So see this one. So this summarize all sustainable consumption production keywords explained here. You have the process, you have the inputs, raw materials, energy, and even the human resources. Your outputs are there as a products or even as services. I shared this with manufacturing a little ago. And you have the waste and byproduct. So you have to deal with all, all together, simultaneously, what we call an integrated approach. What we call an integrated approach. Because you cannot only talk about the inputs. You cannot only talk about the wastes. You cannot only talk about the outputs. You cannot talk only about the byproducts. You have to talk about everything. You have to consider all the aspects. And this can be really manufacturing, really production, or this can be service industry as well. So that's all for today, Putala. That's all for today. So I have some more slides to go, and let me start that as a separate sector. But today we have learned something quite tangible, quite significant. We have learned the sustainability, the definitions, the 5P aspects, and the P aspects. Some wordings are there. Let me upload this also. And also you learn about the enterprises, the businesses, the relevancy of sustainable consumption and production. Very important. Let's say if you are running a beverage, example Coca Cola. Yeah, Coca Cola industry. Yeah. So then you know Coca Cola is not very good, the beverage industry. So you can improve the sustainability of that industry somehow. You reduce sugar, you reduce the chemicals, you have some food grade, natural ingredients. Yeah, somehow that's how. Finally, it may not be Coca Cola, but it can be a good replacement. Yeah. So Coca Cola is not social friendly. If not social friendly, of course, it is not environmental friendly. So how to say Coca Cola economy friendly? Can you understand the seriousness of making a decision of doing a business or allowing a business in a country? Coca Cola, people pay for that, and government earn a tax, and the big money goes to US. Yeah. So we are we are losing. We are taking Coca Cola for what? Yeah. Of course, you all love Coca Cola, and if you love drinking Coca Cola, very sorry about that. And if you really drink, you should stop it. That's what I can say. Because it is not good for health. That is first thing. And when you pay 100 cents, maybe 60 cents goes to US, 20 cents maybe goes to the government. Yeah. And the balance 20 may be the wages and the salaries for the people, but 40% here, 60% go back there. And you are drinking poisons. Yeah. Anyway, you have to think of this as well when you outline industries. That's why industry should not be a deal, should not be a game. Huh? It should support sustainable development and the sustainability of the country. And the industry should assure the sustainability of the industry itself. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So we will continue in the coming sessions. I have to stop the class today because it's 2 hours. That's the time schedule, not from my side, but that is the timetable, and we may have other sessions possibly. So before stopping the class, any questions or any comments, any opinions?